It was January 6, 1977 at 4:55 p.m. The Learjet that was taking Frank Sinatra's mother, Dolly, and her friend Ann Carboni to Las Vegas had just taken off from Palm Springs Municipal Airport. Frank had booked luxurious suites for the ladies and reserved front row seats to his show that would begin at 9 p.m. But 3 minutes into the flight, the pilot, who was heading toward mountains and was nervous about his heading, called Palm Springs Tower for help.
Palm Springs departure November Mike Kilo. We're maintaining 9,000 on a heading of 310. What's our clearance from here?
Mike Kilo, you can expect further clearance when you cross the 20 DME fix.
90 seconds later, Frank Sinatra's chartered Learjet slammed into the rocky surface of Mount San Gorgonio. As he waited for his mother's arrival in Las Vegas, Frank was becoming nervous. Her flight was now more than an hour late, and the limo driver he'd sent to the airport was going to have to leave soon to pick up another client across town. Now, with just 2 hours left before his show, and with dinner guests waiting downstairs, he made one last call to his friend in Palm Springs, who confirmed that he'd driven Dolly and Ann directly to the airplane and had watched as they'd taken off at 4:55 p.m.
Okay, got somebody 13 miles. Come starboard 6,000 feet.
When Dolly's jet had taken off, the controller at Palm Springs Municipal had been managing 2 other aircraft, one of which was flying in from Las Vegas on the same route that Dolly's jet was supposed to fly out on. At 4:56 p.m., the incoming jet was flying at 11,000 feet, so the controller in Palm Springs was holding Dolly's jet at 9,000 feet. At that time, Palm Springs Airport had no radar, so they passed Dolly's jet to LA Center.
12 Mike Kilo, climb and maintain 17,000. Contact Los Angeles Center 133.4.
Mike Kilo 1334 climbing to 17.
Seconds later, sensing that something was wrong, LA Control called Palm Springs.
Palm Springs approach control, this is section 11. What is Mike Kilo doing?
He's 20 miles northwest of Palm Springs right now.
Yeah, but he's still maintaining 9,000.
Well, he's in somebody else's airspace below the MEA.
Hold on a second. We just sent him to you.
He's below the MEA out there. Are you still talking to him?
No, but he's cleared to 17,000.
On Friday, the morning after the crash, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department brought in helicopters and established a rescue operation at the Rialto Municipal Airport. Members of the San Gorgonio search and rescue team had assembled and were poring over a map of the crash area. Los Angeles Control had provided them with a radar track that was basically a straight line that began at Palm Springs Municipal and ended at a point 9,700 feet up on the eastern side of Mount San Gorgonio. Years later, many of these same rescue personnel would be involved in an almost identical operation when Dean Martin's son, Dean Jr., was killed flying a U.S. Air Force fighter bomber into the same mountain. Meanwhile, Dolly Sinatra's rescue operation was on hold until a massive snowstorm passed through the area.
Frank Sinatra's 82-year-old mother is still missing. A snowstorm today hampered the search for Natalie Sinatra and 3 others who were aboard a charter jet plane that vanished last night. The plane is believed to have gone down in San Bernardino National Park during a flight from Palm Springs to Las Vegas. Mrs. Sinatra was on her way to an opening night performance by her son at Caesar's Palace.
Overcoming the mental anguish he must have felt, Frank nonetheless gave a stellar performance during his opening night at Caesar's Palace on Thursday. But as soon as he was able, Frank returned to his Twin Palms estate in Palm Springs to be with family, as they nervously awaited news from the search and rescue team in Rialto. But at 7:15 Sunday morning, the wreckage was finally sighted by Don Lindell's a helicopter pilot who was hired by the company that owned Dolly's chartered Learjet. Lindell's discovery immediately triggered the airlifting of search and rescue teams to the site.
1 Alpha has 2 contacts, 166 at 11, Angels 5.
The first team members on the ground immediately went to work clearing the 8-foot deep snow so more helicopters could land. Then they had the onerous task of putting on snowshoes and searching the hillsides for bodies. Sheriff Deputy Mike Cordua said it would be difficult because the wreckage and bodies were strewn over a 200-yard wide area in deep snow. As far as air crashes went, this was an important one, made evident by the fact that 2 federal investigators had immediately flown to the crash site. This was because another Learjet, leased by the same company, had crashed on the same day in Flint, Michigan, killing both pilots. The National Transportation Safety Board was anxious to see if both aircraft had crashed from the same malfunction. They had not. After a long investigation, Francis H. McAdams, the top investigator for the Civil Aeronautics Board, said, "In my opinion, this accident occurred because of non-standard and non-professional clearances and transmissions on the part of both the controller and the pilot. If proper language had been used, this accident most likely would not have occurred." Dolly's funeral mass was held on Wednesday, January the 12th, and she was buried at the family plot at Desert Memorial Park in Cathedral City.
And here's Dolly's grave. God bless you, Dolly.